Mark chapter 4, verse 34. Hi, Perceptive readers. This is James, and welcome to this James PoeArtistry consultant moment here. I want to talk about technology. Now, even though I'm going to talk about technology, why did I start off by saying Mark chapter 4, verse 34? Because it actually has something to do with all of your creative expressions, songs, ideas, new stuff that you have coming out that would be considered really intellectual property and technology. You see, recently I've started sharing even some of my posts more on Tumblr, not just the link, but actually some of the excerpts, some of the poetry, if you will, along with the links, so that, people will know, okay, this is where it came from, etc. Let's continue to talk about technology. First, let me share what Mark chapter 4, verse 34 talks about. It talks about how Jesus would speak with the people, really with parables quite a bit. And it even says that he wouldn't speak to the people in general without using parables. And yet, when he was with his own, you see, OWN, own disciples, it says he explained everything. Okay. Now, this gives you some insight as to why you have, acquaintances, you have business associates, you have colleagues, you have friends. Depending on, though, what you're trying to accomplish with your intellectual property and your creations and things of that nature, it goes to show again, it is certainly just wise that you don't share all the details of everything that you're doing or creating, no matter how ones who are outside of, once again, needing to know, should know. And so the whole point is, as you heard me talk before about the way that the system is today, it is really geared, constantly trying to even get your creative, intellectual property from you at times. I mean, songs, music, poems, poetry, books. I've read some of the facts on that, even from booknet.com. You heard me read something on a Perceptive Readers podcast about how it made it sound like almost like the majority of the books, digital books or otherwise, that are put out there are quickly, really, it was a high number, really all like plagiarized, taken away, stolen, or what have you. Okay, now technology. Still, let me talk about this. Did you know that there's something called a beta tester? Being in the beta phase or stage, and that's normally the development of some technology app or what have you. Now, did you know, like, in that stage, when the programmers and everything are going to probably end up having such a wonderful, beautiful, crisp end results of colorful apps. You can just think of some of your word processors you use. You see some of the major ones and some of the other ones who are really not as well known, but they have what they call almost like a fine, pristine, professional look or finish to it. All right. But before that, when they're in their beta stages, you see, oftentimes they may lack, color. It may just be really black or white. Sometimes it may even seem like it's drab to use that expression. But the point is, the finishing features and colors and stuff like that are not always put into, at least that's the way, it used to be for many years. I think it's still the same way, that they just weren't added until after, all the programming really was done and they were seeing the way everything really worked without it. And so what I just wanted to still mention to you that really the basic colors, the way it looked, if you want to call them colors at all, was really, it was like everything would just really be like white and black. Okay. White and black. Now I'm mentioning that for a reason, because it was clear, it was easy to see, the coding and things of that nature before all the other colors and stuff like that were added. Now, while that was being developed, the program for this software app or what have you, there would be another like top secret, protective, secure area or what have you, where some of the designs and stuff like that are added. So guess what? Even sometimes if parts of the code were stolen from this programmer or developer or what have you, they still didn't have the final finish or scheme, or professional look that it was going to have to the general public. And so, even though some persons might have, like I said, got part of the beta and was working on it and went on and did whatever they were going to do with it, sometimes it just didn't look as professional. It didn't look as, inviting, because it was just supposed to be in the beta stages and not end up looking like the final product. You see what I'm talking about, perceptive readers? Let me say it again. It was just what it was supposed to look like in the first stages while it was still being developed, and, for a variety of reasons, but not as the finished product. Now take everything that I just shared with you, take parkbooks.com, take now it being evolved to the James PoeArtistry Productions. And so do you think a variety of writings and everything that, yes, the story is out there. Some of the books are out there, even on Amazon. But as you know, there's still just certain security that just hasn't been put in place yet for all my writings and things of that nature. So what is that probably telling you about the phase that even I've put some of my poetry books out there? Take even the Sage Relaxing Sips, which I know a lot of you are enjoying, which I told you is a lot more to it or what have you. But from what you've known now and seen from all my writings, tons of writings and podcasts over the years, do you still think a lot of stuff can still just be considered, oh, this really is still just the beta stage? And remember, you don't take things out of the beta stage until you have everything in place, and especially the security to protect your intellectual property. And until you can get that for sure, that assurance, then stuff just for some of us will stay in the beta stages. This was a James PoeArtistry consultant moment. You have a wonderful, wonderful day, Perceptive readers. Take care.
Developed, created, and owned by James PoeArtistry Productions.